Oh, you know what? We don't have our little scroll bar again. I got to figure
Oh
out what's
yeah,
up.
yeah, that's right.
The RSS feed seems to not work anymore, so we'll have to either see if they've changed it or get a new one. But okay, everybody, we're live here on Facebook, and today we're going to be talking about something very special, very close to my heart. And I'm not talking about my rib cage.
Ah, ah,
We're going to be talking about screen capture videos, and it should be a lot of fun. So let's double check and make sure that we're live on Facebook and that
we
everything is
are.
flowing like a river. All right, Steve, before we get started here, I want to rant a little bit about something because I'm going to Facebook to see if everything works.
Hmm.
Facebook needs to have a button that says, turn off the stupid chats, never turn them on again, or somebody instantly gets their throat slashed. Because I'm so sick and tired of going to Facebook and all those stupid chat boxes are blocking the whole bottom half of the screen
Oh,
when I already
yeah.
turned them all off 20 minutes earlier and they're all back.
It's
Drives
because
me
you're so
crazy.
popular.
Ugh, ugh,
Yeah.
ugh, ugh.
Even I get that, and I don't have any friends.
Drives me crazy. There's got to be a button. There used to be a button I thought that said turn it off. Actually, wait. It says turn off active status. No, I don't think I want to do that. Turn off
Yeah.
video and
No,
voice calls. No, there used to be a one that said turn off chats. But
did
now I
there?
can just collapse them all or close them all. So I can close all the chats again. But as soon as people start chatting to me again, it's going to start popping up. It drives me crazy. Anyway, I'm becoming an old man who complains about everything. So there
Yeah.
we go.
Well, that's me.
That's you. That's you. All
Mhm.
right. Well, and you can tell I'm getting old because I think I'm going to have to go in for one of those eyelid surgeries to remove.
Oh, yeah. I got bags under my eyes,
I don't
and
have bags under my eyes, but very baggy up here. It
I
runs in the
get. You
family.
know what I get now is the Andy Rooney eyebrows,
Hmm.
which I never used to get. Yeah.
It said we're still live.
No, said live video interrupted. The broadcast has been paused.
What? No. How's that possible? Let's take a look.
Okay. No,
Steve, you ruined the show. We're still live.
we're still live. What happened?
Oh, you ruined our show.
Uh
And
oh.
there's people on it. Let's do the open again. Actually, it did.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Do it
In
again.
five,
It'll be better.
it'll be better. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On today's episode of Video Marketing Madness, we're going to talk all about screen capture videos and how you can start downloading. No, let's see now. See, I messed it up because of that. Everybody's
Sorry.
laughing. Everybody's watching live is laughing at us right
Yeah.
now. All right, let's try that again.
At you.
3, 2, 1. On today's episode of Video Marketing Madness, we're going to talk all about screen capture videos and how you can start making them today. And today's episode is made possible by freevideoeditor.co. Are you looking to start video editing but you don't have a video editing tool? Well, you're in luck because we have free video editor at freevideoeditor.co, where you can download the Shotcut video editor along with all of the extra goodies that we've put together just for you. All you have to do again is head on over to freevideoeditor.co and get started today. And with that, as Steve picks his nose, we're going to hit the music.
He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy. His skill is where it's at, even if he's a little fat. He's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy.
And it's a radio show about video marketing madness with Ray the Video Guy. And I'm Steve Sleeper on the Earn Show podcast network. Hey, head on over to our Facebook page and like it and see it first and like some posts. We need some help over there. I finally got it all fixed. So
Good. I didn't know it was broken, so good job.
yeah.
Punch right into a joke.
Yeah. And we're on Apple Podcast, aka iTunes.
Yes, indeed.
So
Yeah,
Use
we're
help there.
everywhere, man. We are everywhere. And you need to come and join us so that you can join in on the madness. And with
The
today,
madness.
we're going to talk about screen capture madness. And for those of you who don't know what a screen capture video is, well, it's just what it sounds like, really. It is a video where you capture your screen so that you can show off how you're doing something. So, for instance, a piece of software or you're playing a video game, which is very popular these days for screen capture, or maybe you're doing screen capture for teaching people how to use a website. Any of those types of things are going to be ripe for the pickings when you use screen capture tools to be able to do that. Now, when I came up with this particular subject, I thought to myself, I can't believe that in nearly 200 episodes, we haven't really talked about screen capture videos. And yet that's probably the one video that I do more than any other video that there is. I am constantly doing screen capture videos for myself. When I'm reviewing a product, I'm always using screen captures to show people the inside of a particular product. If it's training, I'm showing them the membership area. If it's a software, I'm showing them how to use the software. If it's a physical product, sometimes we even, well, I guess physical product wouldn't be a screen capture, so that doesn't make sense. But any other type of video that has to do with a software or a website or teaching people to do something in their computer, we use screen capture for that all the time. And a lot of times I will fancy it up by doing a head and shoulders speaking part as well attached to that, or sometimes even on the screen while we're doing the screen capture, because you can do a lot of really fun things. In fact, Steve, I don't know if you know this, and I used to actually have a business, which I should probably open up again because it actually did fairly well, which was just doing screen capture videos for other people. It was called Capture My Screen at capturemyscreen.com, which I don't even think I own anymore. And we actually did quite a few. We actually started, believe it or not, back in those days on Fiverr. And I would do like a 30-second screen capture video for $5, which is, I wouldn't do it nowadays for $5. But when I was getting started, nobody knew how to do screen capture videos. It was a lot more difficult. And, $5 was $5. It was money online. I was still working online, but I was working with offline businesses a lot more. And, so I wasn't doing a lot of the online marketing that I do today for myself. And so, getting into that was kind of one of the first things that I did, was doing these screen capture videos. So the question is, what do you need to be able to do a screen capture video? And really, there's only a couple of things you need. One, you need a computer. You need the computer to be able to record. You need the computer in order to be able to have the screen and the software that you're running so that you can record. And no, you don't need two computers for that. They're all done in the same computer. So you take your one computer, you install a special piece of screen capture software, and then you capture whatever's on the screen into a video. The other thing that you need is a microphone. Now, of course, with most laptops or computers like an iMac, they have a built-in microphone, but that's not going to be the best microphone in the world for you to use. They have gotten a lot better, and if you don't have anything else, it is definitely something you can use. In fact, one of the things that I do, if I'm off somewhere and I've got to do a screen capture and maybe I don't have a microphone with me, and sometimes when I travel, I'll actually bring, like a blue snowball that we have. I'll bring that along with me. But if I don't have that with me, one of the things that I'll do is I'll make screen capture videos, and I'll literally just close the cover of the laptop a little bit so that the microphone is really close, and I kind of just peer down at the screen. It's a little awkward, but it works really well. It keeps you nice and close to that microphone, which is what you really want. And the sound is pretty good. On my newest iMac here, I've actually accidentally recorded using just the built-in microphone, and it actually works pretty well. In fact, I think with this one, and I could be wrong, I think there's actually multiple microphones. I think there's a microphone on the bottom and the top, but I could be wrong on that. I thought I read that. But in any case, it does sound a lot better than it used to. But, of course, you want to have a decent microphone if you can, because that will make a big difference in the sound that you use. Yes, Steve?
Also, if you want to get a microphone rather inexpensively,
yep.
I have one, and I can't remember the brand, but it's a $15 headset over at B&H Audio Video, and you just search on price lowest to highest, and go, you'll find a $15 one, and that's the one, and it sounds great. And with a lot of the podcasts I do with attorneys, I recommend that they get that, and they love it. And it sounds like an expensive microphone, like a Heil or an Audio-Technica or something like that. So that's a way to do it rather inexpensively and sound decent.
Yeah. In fact, back in the older days, we used to talk about video and everything. And when we talked about microphones, I mean, that headset's a great example, or even a lapel microphone, even a cheap one, because what usually happens, and this is the case, especially with, in the old days when we were using video cameras, we were shooting a lot more video, and people would always ask, how do I record my audio? And, they had a camera. The camera was 8 feet away, and had the little microphone on it, and it would sound, it'd sound like they were across the room. Well, we told them, we're like, hey, you know what? Even if you go to Radio Shack and get the cheapest, crappiest mic there, it's going to be better than the mic on your camera that's 8 or 10 feet away. It's going to be no matter what. So you might as well do that instead of doing nothing. So getting something that actually will pick up the voice a little better than what's on the laptop, which is further away, is going to be a big help. You can get cheap microphones at Best Buy. You can get, like you said, the headset microphones will work perfectly fine. I've even used, these types of things at times to do recordings. You can do a pretty good job if you grab some of, just anything that's a little bit better than further away. Now, in my case here, because I know people are always wondering, what do I use? And what I've got here, this is called the RE20. And you may be familiar with it if you watch anything where people are talking on a radio show. Because this is a radio studio microphone. So this is the same microphones if you went into some AM talk radio station or a rock station and they have a DJ. This is the microphone that they'll be using. There's other ones out there, but the Electro Voice RE20 is probably the most popular for radio, and of course it's great for podcasting. The only problem with that is it takes a little more. It's expensive. This is about $1,000 microphone, but it takes a little bit of work as well because I've got this one here. It doesn't just plug into your computer. This one goes out and it plugs into an amp, and the amp plugs into this, and this plugs into that, and then it goes out to a converter that converts to your computer so you can plug it in USB versus, like a Blue Yeti or a Snowball where you just plug the USB in and you're ready to go. Steve, what you got?
I got $100 Audio Technica, and I know your mic is much more expensive. Expense equals better mic, but this Audio Technica is pretty close to broadcast quality. Yeah. It has a USB output, but it also has an XLR output, which is the 3-prong, which makes a huge difference in quality. It's more stable, for one thing. USB is not a real stable platform. Yep. Exactly. I've got it plugged in. I'm kind of pointing over here, but I've got it plugged into a $50 Behringer mixer that just has 2 inputs on it. And then it has RCA to pin plug outputs, so I can plug it into my computer. Nice. What that allows me to do is add a little bass, roll off a little treble, put a little compression on it, and it sounds decent. I think it sounds.
I need you to come over here and help me because I moved recently, and I think my microphone sounds terrible because I think carrying over all the equipment, I messed with all the buttons, and I don't know how to put them back in the right order. And so I think the microphone sounds terrible right now, but I can't figure out how to fix it. So I need like an audio tech. So that's the other downside is you need to know what you're doing. And I clearly don't. I actually had an audio person who set it up for me back before, and now I don't have that. And things sound a little messed up. But it makes a big difference to have this. And when this is working fine, and it's good, it still sounds good, but I hear weirdness in it that I don't like. It sounds a little muffled right now. But quite honestly, if I was to go get my Blue Yeti, if you don't know the Yeti microphone, it's a nice big microphone that you can get at Best Buy for like $200, $150, depending upon the model. That one actually would probably sound better plugged into the USB directly than this one sounds right now, I think. But
no, it sounds fine to me. And
okay,
I've rendered it for to upload for the podcast, and sounds fine to me.
Oh, good, good. But yeah, so that's the thing. You just need something. There's a lot of great microphones you can use. Like I said, you can start at the top with these or a Heil. Heil makes a radio microphone that's expensive, but it's a very, very nice microphone. You can move all the way down to desktop models like the Yeti or the Snowball. Samson, which is another microphone company, they make a little microphone, a desktop microphone that's really, really good as well. So there's a lot of really nice ones. And of course, you can get the headsets. You could also get a lapel microphone, anything that would actually pick up your voice a little better than, your built-in microphone on your laptop or on your desktop that's a little further away.
Yeah, as long as it's not ambient. If you got a mic just by your mouth somewhere, even a lavalier.
Yep, even a lavalier will look good, will work well. The big thing you want to be careful of, especially, when you get something like a Yeti, people, I don't think people realize how good a microphone that little thing is for, less than $200. You get a microphone that's adjustable where you can change the pickup pattern. And the pickup pattern, we're getting way too into microphones here, but it gets exciting. So if you don't know what a pickup pattern is, essentially in your microphone, it picks up in a certain way. So for instance, Omni is a type of microphone where it picks up in every direction the same. So no matter which, if you're standing to the left, the right, the front, the back of the microphone, it's going to pick it up all the same. It's going to pick up a nice sound from any direction. But that means it's also going to pick up everything in the room. So if you've got a dog barking, over here in the corner, then that's going to pick it up. Another type of microphone pickup pattern that you can get, and again, the Yeti has this built in. You just do a little switch, it changes the pattern, is what's called a cardioid pattern, which they call it cardioid because it's kind of heart-shaped. It kind of starts here and goes out, but then goes out long here like a heart. And so it mostly picks up what's in front of the microphone. It's not going to pick up a lot from the sides. It's going to pick up a little bit, but not a lot. And then, of course, you've got what's called a supercardioid. And a supercardioid would be, if you've ever heard of a shotgun microphone, which kind of is a long microphone, and it basically picks up what's really directly in front of it and nothing. Yeah, Steve there. Here, hold on, let me switch back. Steve's got his blue Yeti there to kind of show off what that one is. So you want to get something.
Took me forever to find it, but you can see here, these are the things that Ray's talking about.
It's got a dual microphone. It's got a stereo microphone. It's got a cardioid, and it's got an omnidirectional. So it's got a lot of different pickup patterns that can do really well. But basically, if you're going to pick up a microphone, what you're going to probably want is to get something that's the cardioid microphone. In other words, it's going to pick up mostly what's in front and less of the sides. So if there's a dog barking over here and you're using a cardioid, it's not going to pick up the same as much as an omnidirectional one would. So that's what you want to look for. And the same thing, if you get a lapel microphone, same thing. Look for a cardioid lapel microphone because it's going to get what's directly above it, which is your voice. So in any case, this isn't all about microphones. This is all about screen capture, but microphones are a huge portion of this because that's what people are going to really connect to is your voice. As much as, if you're showing off software, the visuals don't matter if they can't hear you properly. And if you don't sound good, they're going to turn it off. Even if they can follow what's going on the screen, if the sound is off, the sound is terrible, they're going to give up on you and they're going to go find somebody else. It just doesn't work. In fact, there's a lot of, it drives me crazy. I'm on YouTube and I'm looking up how to do something and, how do I set this on such and such software? And I find a tutorial video and there's no sound. It's just music playing and a guy moving his mouse around and then like a little text that pops up on the screen. Click the red button. Drives me crazy. I turn it off and I go find another one where somebody talks to me. I hate the videos that don't have a voice in them. So the microphone, very, very important for this. So don't, if you can afford to, don't skimp on this part. But even if you don't have a lot of money to spend, get something even inexpensive like the headset or the cheap lapel microphone. Anything like that will make a big difference to your videos. So that's the first part. So we've got our computer, we've got our microphone, and of course the third part is we need software in order to capture our screen. Now, I'm going to tell you what I use, and then I'm going to tell you what a lot of other people use. And there's a big difference between the two, because what I use is Mac only. It's a 100% Mac software. It's called ScreenFlow. And the great thing about this is I've used pretty much every screen capture software out there at this point in time. This one to me is by far the easiest and best screen capture tool I have ever put my fingers on. It does everything from capturing your screen to putting title on the screen to zooming in on certain features to bringing things up. So for instance, if you say click on this button to the right, you can make the button blow up and the rest of the screen go dark so that you can really see what button they're pressing. And you can do a lot of really cool things with this. And those are what are called callouts. So call out being you're pointing out something that's on the screen. You're going to say, and click the third item in the drop-down menu, and you can make the drop-down menu bigger so that people can see the drop-down menu and you can choose it. Very, very cool stuff. Very easy to use. It also gives you the ability to capture your phone or your iPad. So you literally connect your phone to the computer. Unfortunately, you do have to connect it. It actually runs through the actual wire. So you connect your phone or your iPod to the computer, and it will actually capture the iPod or the phone. And so you can actually do screen recordings of software that are on, let's say, your phone, And then the even better thing about that is it has what's called gestures built into that. So for instance, let's say you're pulling up a software and you say you say, okay, so click on this and then slide down use your finger to slide down the page. Well, you can actually have a fake dot that represents your finger on the screen to show that you're touching the screen and sliding, or you're touching with 2 fingers, or you're touching with 3 fingers, or you're touching and expanding your fingers or contracting them. And it'll actually show that on the screen while you're doing whatever it is you're doing with the phone or the iPad. So it's very, very cool software when it comes to that. So you can capture almost anything. Quite honestly, that alone is a feature that is pretty unique and I don't use nearly enough. I should use it a lot more than I do because there's a lot of great software for iPads and iPhones that I don't spend a lot of time reviewing. But this software, ScreenFlow, will allow you to do that. And the best part is it's also a full-fledged video editor. So you can do, even if you're not doing screen captures, you can do normal video editing with this. It's got a timeline-based editor. You can add text. You can add transitions. You can do green screening. So if I want to shoot myself on the green screen, I can do that and then put it into ScreenFlow and crop out the color, use the chroma key to remove the green and put in a new background. So all of that is built right in. So it's a full-fledged video editor. And believe it or not, I know a lot of people that are video editors and all they use is ScreenFlow. They don't have Adobe Premiere or Final Cut to do their editing. They do all of it on ScreenFlow. And to be perfectly honest with you, half the time I do as well. If I've just got to do a quick video, I've usually got ScreenFlow open. I just do it in there. I don't bother going into Final Cut to do a lot of these video edits because there's no need to. Now, if I want to do advanced editing, it's a little bit different. We got some other tools that are more advanced, but for most people, you can do all of that in ScreenFlow. So essentially for, I believe they're selling it for $99 brand new or like $59 for upgrade. Essentially, you get a full-fledged video editing system and screen capture tool all in one. Plus now it does animated text and animated items, so you can have logos move on the screen and do all that kind of fun stuff. So it's a little bit like a little bit of After Effects built in there too. And it's all in one package. That's ScreenFlow. You can check it out. It's at telestream.com, Telestream.com. They make a lot of really cool softwares, but for me, ScreenFlow is the software that you want to get your hands on. Very popular tool, especially in the Mac world. Works really, really well. And again, one of the things that I talked about earlier, you can do the double screen capture and capture you from your camera at the same time. So you can be on the screen and have the software screen capture going. So you can see you and the screen. You can make yourself go away anytime you want and whatnot. So very popular tool for doing that. Now, for those of you that are not on a Mac or are on a Mac but don't want to use ScreenFlow, and you want to spend a little bit more money because, I don't know, maybe you just love to spend more money, you can get a program that's very popular called Camtasia. Now, if you're not familiar with Camtasia or Camtasia Studio, this is very similar to what we just said with ScreenFlow. To me, the software is a little less stable. It's a little flakier at times. It's a little bit more complex to use, but it has a lot of really great features. Again, you can do all the screen capturing. You can do the on-screen text. You can do the zoom in on this and highlight this. So you can do all of that stuff. One thing I didn't mention in the other one, you can make it so that your mouse, as your mouse moves around the screen and clicks, you can make it animate so that you know that it clicked, or you can have it make a noise. You can do that in either of those programs. And with Camtasia, you get a full-fledged video editor again. So it's got the full timeline-based editor. Again, I find it a little bit more quirky. It's a little more clunky, but it works pretty well. And I will say this for you Mac guys, this is a little revenge for the PC guys. The Mac version, at least in the older versions, I don't know if that's still the case, was not as good as the PC version. The PC version actually had more. The Mac version was almost like a light version of Camtasia, which was always kind of strange. I guess they didn't really want to compete with the, didn't bother competing with the ScreenFlow part because they, kind of lost that market to them. So the Camtasia version was a lesser version. I don't know if that's still the case or not, but on the PC, it is probably the most powerful screen capture tool that you can get your hands on. It works really well. It's very powerful, does everything that you need. Again, you can put yourself on the screen while you're capturing the screen so that you can have both. You can bring in your software and do all that. It also does traditional video editing like green screening and text. It has a lot of really cool animation features that they added recently so that you can automatically do animation on the screen. And the great thing about ScreenFlow is it is such a popular tool that there are just a bazillion videos out there that are going to teach you how to use it. So you can go out there and learn how to really do some high-end stuff with it very easily. The downside, I believe right now, and Steve, I don't know if you know any better, but I believe it runs for about $299. So you're going to spend about $300 for it. They do run specials every once in a while where all of a sudden you see it for like, $150. So you have to keep your eyes peeled for that. I'm not sure when they do those specials, but I have seen those specials come up here and there, and they can be helpful, no doubt about it. So now let's get into some of the other softwares that are out there that, believe it or not, are actually free. You can actually download these and use them completely for free, or at least start using them for free, and maybe there's an upsell at some point in time. And believe it or not, one of the tools that actually will do the screen capture, although it's it's a little weak, not the best screen capture tool out there, but it does do it, is the free video editor that we give out every week, that on our show at freevideoeditor.co. Shotcut has screen capture built into the software. It's a little weird. It's hard to find. There's a little button in there, but it actually does screen capture. Not the best screen capture tool in the world, but if you need something free that will do screen capture and do all of your other video editing, then it's a pretty good choice. You can get it now at freevideoeditor.co to check it out. In fact, they may have updated that even since then, because I know they update it quite often, and to be honest, I fall behind some of the updates that they do. So it may have improved greatly since the last time that I was using the screen capture tool on there. So, but it does have that built in there. And again, Free Video Editor, Shotcut has all the video editing tools that you want, the text, the green screen, and all that in there as well. So it's a good free option. Now, another free option that you can check out is CamStudio. CamStudio is one that's it's been around for quite a while, and it has all the screen capture tools that you'll need. It's not nearly as powerful as some of the other products out there, but it does have screen capture, and it does do a pretty good job of capturing your screen and doing your video editing and making sure that you can do some pretty neat stuff. And of course, you can start off with this, and as you outgrow it, you can make some money with it and then turn around and start moving up to a better version, or get either Camtasia or ScreenFlow or one of the other tools that are out there. Another option that you can get that works really well, believe it or not, is on a Mac. I don't know what they have on PC at this point in time. Believe it or not, QuickTime. If you're on a Mac, you've got full QuickTime built into the software. I don't know if they make the modern PC version of QuickTime anymore, or if QuickTime on PC is just for playing back videos and really simple. But on a Mac, you can actually do screen capture right with QuickTime. So you go in there, you open up your QuickTime player, you hit new, and you can put screen capture and capture your whole screen. And even though it's meant to be very basic, it does have some features in there that make it fairly powerful. It's not going to give you everything that you want, but if you just need to capture a screen to show somebody something, you can certainly do that. There was a time where I was on one of my laptops and I didn't have ScreenFlow on that laptop, and I was like, oh, I got to capture something. I don't know what the heck to do. So I used QuickTime, and it worked perfectly fine. You can use any microphone, so you can still use your expensive microphone to record your voice while doing it, and you just choose your screen, you choose your mic, and you can make a nice recording and edit it afterwards, and it works really well. So it's not going to have some of the advanced features, but that's okay. It does what it needs to do, which is a lot of fun and makes it pretty easy for that. One last tool that I want to talk about that is meant to be a little bit different, but it's actually quite a neat little product, and it's actually by the same people that create Camtasia, and that's called Jing. You may have heard of Jing. Now, what Jing essentially is a very simple screen capture tool. So it grabs stills and it will grab videos. So this is great for you need to do, let's say somebody says you're using a software and you contact support and you say, I'm having real trouble with this software. It's not working very well. They can say, well, can you send us a little screen capture showing us? Jing is one of those tools where you can just go, sure, it's right on your desktop already. Boom, you just record, show them what they're doing, you send it out, and it not only creates the video, but it'll actually store the video for you. So as soon as you record it, it actually puts it up onto a server. You get a nice link. You can send the link to somebody, and you're done. But this can be used for more advanced features. It's meant to be a quick, down and dirty screen capture, but you can go in, you can capture your screen like normal, do all of your software things, bring it into another video editor like Final Cut or Premiere, or even into Camtasia or ScreenFlow, and you can edit the video from there and do some fun little things to it to make sure that you get a nice little recording. And the cool thing is, for instance, if you were to capture your screen with Jing or even with QuickTime, you could then bring that video that you captured into a software like ScreenFlow or Camtasia, and all those cool features that we talked about, like zooming in on a button or making a button grow, and you can still do that with the video that you captured in the other software, because it's just going to add those features to the video, so you can still do all those neat things. And then you can take a Jing video that you captured and really turn it into something nice using one of those other pieces of software. But that's the basics of screen capture. And again, this is something that I do every single day. I don't think, well, maybe on the weekends, but not always. Sometimes on the weekends I'm doing it too. But during the week, I guarantee you that there's probably not a day that's gone by, a work day in months, where I haven't done some sort of screen capture video every single day, whether it was helping somebody else by creating training videos or doing a review video or showing somebody where something's not working. I am constantly doing screen capture videos because they are one of the most useful things that you can do with video. Very helpful, and can help you to not only, fix software and train on software, it can help you to make money by doing some of these great demos. So highly recommend that if you're going to do video, that you look into screen capture video, because it can be very, very effective. Ain't that right, Steve?
Absolutely. I do a lot of screen capture, and I use Camtasia, but just showing clients how to do things. I cut them, I upload them to YouTube as an unlisted. It gets a couple of views, but it makes it real easy for them to figure out what they need to do. You can draw them a picture, and people are typically pretty visual. The other thing I like about it, and I'm assuming ScreenFlow does this, but Camtasia will also, it has a plugin with PowerPoint, and I'm assuming ScreenFlow works with Keynote in a similar fashion, where you can record your PowerPoint presentations.
Oh yeah, you can definitely do that. Absolutely. Yeah. In fact, that's what I didn't even mention that, but and the reason for that is I don't do as many PowerPoints as I used to, or keynotes as I used to. But yeah, same exact thing. If you want to be able to record your keynote, because maybe you're going to use it as a pre-recorded lesson, you can do that very, very easily. Maybe you're going to create a pre-made webinar. It's like like one of those not really live webinars. You can do that by capturing it in the same exact way. So it's very, very effective for that.
Sales letters. I do a lot of really simple sales letters in PowerPoint with black type, white background with just a little bit of animation. It works great for sales letters. And Explaindio has a number of animation things that I can cut.
Get ready, because Explaindio 4 is just around the corner.
Oh. Well, and that's changing gears a touch, but they do have a number of sales letters templates where you can create a little animation and splice it in there. So,
so you can do it either way. Very good stuff. But yeah, and like I said, there's hardly a day that goes by that I don't do some sort of screen capture video. So
because you're Ray, the video guy.
Because I am Ray, the screen capture video guy. That is
and it's the radio show about video marketing madness with Ray, the video guy. And I'm Steve Sleeper on the Show podcast network. And today's show made possible by freevideoeditor.co, the place to go if you want to download your own free video editor. You want to be a professional editor, but you don't want to spend those professional prices. Well, you can get it now at freevideoeditor.co completely for free. And you even get a whole bunch of great little extras that we've thrown in as well. So head on over to freevideoeditor.co and leave off the last M for macaroni. Macaroni salad.
Macaroni salad. My wife makes a a hot macaroni salad with chicken and olives and celery and tomatoes. And boy, it's good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Boy, it's good. We brought it to a Halloween party one time, and I'll never forget because a 5-year-old came running across the room. The orange macaroni burned me. So,
that's my kryptonite, and I can only imagine having some of Carrie's macaroni salad. But my wife picked up some macaroni salad at the grocery store, and I'm like, oh, don't do this too often. It is really good.
Well, get your free video editor and leave off the last M for macaroni at freevideoeditor.co. We love it. Good stuff.
All right. Well, wrap it up with the
funky music.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here we go.
He's Ray the video guy. Yeah, Ray the video guy.